and they get away with it, they're going to do that again. And so I feel like in those circumstances that the law has to be whatever the law is has to be carried out.
Yes, sir.
Apart from that, I think that the government themselves need to just put peace in the law and stop being so wussy. There needs to be quick swift justice in terms of how we deal with these issues.
So Monty, you're saying you one of the people who are tired of hearing people who are saying what they for, just do it. You're saying.
Yeah, and then I may not have enough time, but hello.
Yes, yeah, you don't have enough time. We have to go.
Okay, then, thank you.
Monty, thank you so much for calling. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Kizzy says, I totally agree with that caller. Let justice be served. Tanil says, the last caller was on point. You each have 10 seconds each for comment. 10.
All men fall, but the great ones get back up. You do not drown by falling into the water. You drown by staying there.
I think the law has to be emphatic and specific. Like the caller, I agree with him that we know the law doesn't have time for what they call it, compassion and all that. It is specific. And the law must have teeth. It must do what it has to do.
Joey?
I really don't care about your biblical stories, to be completely honest. We live in a democracy, not a theocracy, right? And quite frankly, we could talk about the law all we want, but we do know that some laws are unjust, right? And I think that we need to consider that as we continue this discussion.
Joey, you shall be back around the table because your points will anger my audience. Yes, absolutely. Today's show brought to you by the Ministry of Finance, Almighty Computers, Mydans Wholesale, Global Restaurant Equipment and Supplies, and USA Flea Market. Make sure you visit the next time you go to Florida. Listen, stay exactly where you are. Thank you so much, Troy, Joey, and Ali. Thank you all, of course, Facebook audience and those who called in. The news at 6 is straight ahead. Stay close.
At Mydans Wholesale, the concept is...
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. As the government forces Shantytown residents out, a Haitian embassy official insists there's another way. Wiping out straws, why Atlantis has launched the campaign. And Bahamian swimmers making waves at CAC Colombia.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC, every day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Topping news tonight, officials from the Public Hospitals Authority clearing up reports of a sick out at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Officials have not classified the move as a sick out, but instead they're advising the public that patient registration services have been redirected from the main registration window located in the area of the pharmacy to the general business office and the accident and emergency registration area for the time being. Additionally, officials expressed that while delays in the registration process can be expected, there's been no denial of service and patient care. Management apologizes for any inconvenience caused and say they appreciate the cooperation of the public during this difficult time.
There are a few specific generic formulations of valsartan which have been recalled because of a contaminant. All of the pharmacies
That was Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands addressing a recall of the antihypertensive drug valsartan. Health officials are calling on those who have filled prescriptions for the medication to return it for a replacement following the international recall. We spoke to the health minister about what the implications are.
There are a few specific generic formulations of valsartan which have been recalled because of a contaminant. All of the pharmacies that carry the drug have been notified. It is not an issue with the brand name of the drug, only specific generics, and in particular those made in China.
From the Far East in upgrading its information technology systems. Prime Minister Minnis says he's pleased with bilateral talks with the Singapore officials during his recent trip to the United Nations in New York.
We have too many problems with having to run to one agency for information, running to another, and what can be done via computerization and proper interconnectivity in a matter of minutes takes us now months, and Singapore has made a commitment to assist us with that.
So that means you'll be going to Singapore soon?
I would be, at least the head of the delivery unit would be visiting Singapore, the head of the DIT system and department, that is, and at least a minimum of one other person within that stratosphere.
The new president of Commonwealth Bank is preparing for his new post. He talked with our Cieska Adderley on the new role.
Come August 1st, veteran accountant Raymond Winder will lead the more than 500 staff here at Commonwealth Bank as its new president. Winder says he's excited to take on the new role as he and the bank share a similar value system.
100% commitment to Bahamian staff, commitment to training and development, commitment to ensuring that our shareholders receive a fair return on their investment, and having a great impact on our community. That's what it's all about. You know, we cannot be the kind of organization that is truly successful without having an impact on our community. And so those things are very important. They saw it in me and I saw it in them.
Despite the bank's success to date, Winder says management and staff cannot rest on their laurels, but must seek to constantly improve and come up with new ways of providing better service to clients.
If you don't make money, you have nothing to share and have an impact on. You got to first have a viable, strong, financially organization that has the capacity to have an impact. You do not go into business from a standpoint to provide services without the potential return. Now, once you've made those returns, then you can use those returns to channel it into the various impact. But a remedy for disaster is simply to go into a business simply because you want to help the people in those businesses. No, at the end of the day, you will not be able to help them.
He also outlined what customers can expect from the bank under his leadership.
Well, hopefully we would see what they've always seen from Commonwealth Bank, an organization committed to Bahamians. Bahamians helping Bahamians. Hopefully that has always been the core of my value, and so Bahamians will be able to see that. And that's really what I want to continue. Bahamians helping Bahamians.
As he takes up his new post, Winder says he's committed to ensuring that the 100% Bahamian-owned and staff operation remains the bank of choice for customers throughout the country. C.S. Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
Well, still ahead tonight, we'll take a look at a summer theater camp. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6.
When school ends, BTC summer vacation begins. That means freedom to switch it up and break a few rules.
I got flying over season. When she touch down, she not stop call me. And I nothing for me breed, girl. Me want no cute like a Bob Marley.
Freedom to mix and, of course, mingle. Freedom to go wild and take the fun to a whole new level. Join the BTC Summerfication for exclusive rewards, cool prizes, and more. Okay. BTC, the bigger, better network.
My name is Paul Bevans. I'm a businessman, an entrepreneur. I've worked locally and internationally. If I was to describe Commonwealth Bank in a few words, it'll be fast, efficient service and friendly staff. Commonwealth Bank call themselves the leader in personal banking service. It's not just a tagline, it's real. I've experienced it, and that's why I'm still there. I would recommend Commonwealth Bank to my friends and family or business colleagues because I've experienced them over the 24 years and I found them to be the same straight through.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanchon to his prom.
KFC got the big deal meal, freshly handmade every day for real.
Ain't fresh every day?
What I said, what you take? KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a real big deal. KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a
now that's a big deal.
Hey, it's a real big deal. Hey, it's a real big deal.
Over the Hill is a place that Salem Union Baptist Church is making an impact upon. We see the results of it in terms of resolution of criminal activity and also the positivity of the people that live here. And so we look forward to this partnership with the government. Thank you.
The proceeding was brought to you courtesy of the Over the Hill project.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Welcome back. Well, taxi drivers start their day with the hope of having a profitable one, but sometimes things don't go according to plan, as DeAndre Williamson tells us.
Well, first we come line up for the gate to open at 5:30.
Every day, ground transportation professional Hubert McIntosh and other taxi drivers endure various challenges as they start their day during the early morning hours to ensure they will get a job.
Then we line up. When the system opens, they call the first set of cars to go to the back, and there we go to get our fare.
It takes a lot of work, you know what I mean, time consuming, you know, but eventually the way the tourist moves on the cruise ship, you get opportunity to be able to get yourself a job.
Working as a taxi driver can be a hassle sometimes, but some taxi drivers say they face many struggles daily, especially when competing for jobs with tour companies, town cars, and hackers.
The cruise ship does a disservice to taxi cab drivers because what they do is that they tell the guests to don't go with the taxi cab drivers, it's dangerous, it's that, you know, and made it so hard for us to be able to get a good job. I mean, it could have the potential to be a lucrative business, right? But everybody else, right, is getting into the ground transportation industry.
But despite the daily challenges, Tyrone Wilson believes all taxi drivers should unite to solve some of their issues, as this is their only advantage over the tour companies.
Because of the division, that's where our downfall is. And that's where the downfall is here at Prince George Wharf. But perhaps one day they would stop thinking of self and start coagulating and coming together. And maybe we may get a decent, fair share of our pie. Once they get a couple dollars in their pocket, they're contented.
Wilson wants taxi drivers to consider his strategy, which includes online marketing.
As you can see, we wear the brand on our shirts proudly, TripAdvisor, because we're in the top 10. When we do a job for repeat business, not a job for today. Put yourself out there, give quality service. You'll have repeat customers, people will talk about you. Stop the dishonorable tactics if you're doing it. I'm not saying that they are, but just in case if you are, stop doing it. And if you promise the people A and B for $1, go A, B, and C. Go above and beyond.
For ZNS Network News,
I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Long Islanders are looking to expand the sponging industry on the island and form an association. This is the Inter-American Development Bank has sponsored a project to revitalize the sector nationwide. Those spongers recently attended a town meeting to discuss the way forward. The IDB's $1.1 million project seeks to increase income for spongers by providing them with a larger share of the revenue. 2 young Long Island spongers left the meeting full of energy and focused on expanding the industry.
I think it opened some eyes, most eyes I should say, with the classes and whatnot that'll be going on in our side. I wish there were more people who could go.
Well, from the meeting I learned that it opened a lot of eyes. You know, they said that some of the things they plan to do to try to get the sponging industry increased here in the Bahamas. So that's a good thing.
I think it's a different avenue for us Long Islanders, well, Bahamians to take, instead of just waiting on someone to come in from Greece and dictate the pace. Because, hey, it's our product, why should they be able to put a price on it? We don't go in the shop and they say, hey, can of corned beef for 70 cents. We have to buy it for whatever it costs. So it opened our eyes. I mean, it's an easier way to make more money.
Well, there are summer camps, and then there's the theater summer camp. Our Crystal Darling takes a look.
30 actors have been practicing over the last 4 weeks to put on a musical drama called Thief of Love. Through working on the play, persons were able to develop various creative skills, including singing and dancing. The theater apprenticeship program aims at youth development through the arts. Cultural Affairs Officer Therese Davis-Nixon says that the program goes beyond learning basic theater skills and also introduces participants to discussions of social ills.
So what they're learning from this is they can take a social ill that's happening in the country. We all know that the illegal immigration is a very sensitive issue, and so we're taking an issue like that and we are using theater to mirror what's happening in society and not only just talk about what's wrong, but look for solutions to solve it.
Some other leaders spoke about their experience over the last 4 weeks.
Working with the kids, some of them are not dancers, and so for some of the dance scenes inside the play, they had to come out of their element, and so it was a challenge a bit trying to break some of them out of their element, but at the end of the day, they got it down, they had fun with it, and they're ready to do this.
Actors that we have now, the good set of actors. You know, I played the lead role in the last time, and I'm just happy to pass the baton on now, and it's been a great experience. If I were you, I'd be in the audience.
Actors shared what they took from the program and also what they were able to give.
I'm really grateful for this opportunity and for this whole program. I am a student in college at Taylor University studying theater, so I am very grateful to have this opportunity not only to learn but also to teach my fellow Bahamians what I've learned so far.
And it's very important to know that this is not only a production that lasts a month, that we put work into, but it's something that lasts a lifetime because it's also a training ground for young musicians, young actors, young dancers, young writers, and we all come here together and pour into each other and help each other get further in life.
Thief of Love will be on stage this Saturday and Sunday at the Dundas Center for Performing Arts and is free of cost. Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
2 local queens getting big titles on the international stage. Jiminy DeSwain tells us that the young beauties participated in the Regency International pageant this weekend.
Taisha Johnson and Cassidy Capron are now international beauty queens. Both were crowned Little Miss Regency and Junior Miss Regency International, respectively, at the international pageant Sunday night in Las Vegas. The pair dazzled in evening gowns. At the end of the night, both walked away winners, something they're both very excited about.
It feels really great, and I am very excited to go on a cruise and have fun. And I know that my country is really proud of me and that I know that I represented my country very well.
I feel really good. I believe I represent my country really good, and I'm ready for whatever's going to come in the future.
They also worked the runway in their fashion pieces. For Cassidy, the competition was one she enjoyed taking part in.
It was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people and they are very nice. I learned a lot more about other countries and I plan on visiting them.
The young queens also won the People's Choice Awards in their categories with well over 1,000 votes. But those would not be the only top prizes. Both won gold awards for community service, visibility, and the best sellers. The winners are expected back in the country later this week. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Congratulations, ladies. Well, stay with us. Sports is up next. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
What is a promise? A promise fulfilled can mean so much. A bond, a commitment, a yes in a world of maybes. We made a promise to you, and we delivered. Our superfast LTE network is now on every island, and every day we invest in local communities and technology. Because our promise is our guarantee. And now we promise our best is yet to come. Alive, believe in best.
Your life is in the moment and on the go. And your credit card? It's right there with you. Turn on mobile location confirmation for your Visa credit card from CIDC First Caribbean and reduce the likelihood of declined transactions when you travel. CIDC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
When school ends, BTC summer vacation begins. That means freedom to switch it up and break a few rules.
And after in over season, when she touch down, she not stop call me. And I nothing for me breed, girl. Me want no cute like a Bob Marley. Me fix them.
Freedom to mix and, of course, mingle. Freedom to go wild and take the fun to a whole new level. Join the BTC Summer Vacation for exclusive rewards, cool prizes, and more. Okay. BTC, the bigger, better network.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
If you've lost your visa, call the law office of Donette Russell Love PL. My full-service immigration firm can help you if you've been denied a visa due to deportation or removal, prior conviction or arrest while in the U.S., working without work authorization, or visa overstay. I may be able to help you get your visa privileges restored. Call my office today at 954-449-1833 or visit us at drusselllove.com.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light 810 AM for the conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
Adrian Gibson. Now the Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the family islands. What are your summer vacation plans?
I'm gonna go to Long Island, and you should come too.
And there's no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the family islands from Nassau.
Let's go.
Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the family islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the family islands today.
How much can the Bahamas cut its billion-dollar food import bill? What are we really producing to feed ourselves? What are the challenges facing food production in our country? How can you contribute to reducing our food import bill? Find the answers to these questions and much more. Watch Agriculture Now with Carla Palmer, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I on television. I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss, I just started now. I still gotta pay?
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our Bahamian swimmers holding their own against the best in the region at the Central American and Caribbean Games in Colombia. For the very latest, we head down south to Kelsey Johnson.
Good evening, Jonathan. Good evening, Bahamas. We're here at the swimming complex in Barranquilla, Colombia, where it's relatively quiet for now, but in a few minutes, swim fans will pour into this same stadium, getting set to cheer on their favorite swimmers. Now, Team Bahamas will be deckside, and they will be cheering on the likes of Joanna Evans, who has already won 3 medals at this Games. Joanna Evans will be in the final of the 400-meter IM. She turned in a time of 4 minutes 57.56 seconds in the preliminary rounds earlier today. Also in the finals of the 200 meters breaststroke are Laura Morley and Aubrey Higgs. Both Aubrey Higgs and Laura Morley, they came second in their preliminary heat. Laura Morley, her time was 2 minutes 33.97 seconds, while Aubrey Higgs' time was clocked at 2 minutes 32.92 seconds. A national record was set by the mixed 4x100 meter relay team that consisted of Cohen Kerr, Enan Fernanda, Lily Higgs, and Joanna Evans. That time, 3 minutes 46.06 seconds. Isaac Bastian, he will be in the B final tonight here at the National Stadium. He will be swimming in the 50-meter breaststroke. He qualified for that final, swimming 28.92 seconds. We've already won 3 medals, 2 gold and a silver. Joanna Evans setting 2 new national records and meet records here at the stadium. One in the 400 meters at freestyle and the second in the 200-meter freestyle. And she won a silver medal on Sunday night in the 100-meter freestyle.
A lot of action still to go, Jonathan, here at the stadium. So we're going to bring you all the updated results first thing in the morning, so you can tune into the ZNS Network morning edition at 7 a.m. and find out exactly how our swimmers did at this particular event. We're reporting live from Barranquilla, Colombia, where the 23rd edition of the Central American and Caribbean Games are taking place. And a big shout out to our sponsors who made this trip possible. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Back to you, Jonathan.
After going undefeated in pool play, our Ladies Fed Cup tennis team coming up just short of being promoted back to Group 1 in 2019. In their promotional playoff on Saturday with the host country Ecuador, the Bahamas would fall 2-0 with the third rubber not being played. Danielle Thompson taking to the court first. She lost 6-3-3. In the second rubber, Carrie Cartwright went down by an identical scoreline. Danielle, Carrie, and Simone Pratt will now head from Ecuador to Colombia for the CAC Games. From the minor league baseball diamond yesterday, Jazz Rado Chisholm 1 for 5 as Visalia dealt with Lancaster 9-4. Rashad Monroe 0 for 3, a run scored, and Billings 12-7 lost to Orem. Meantime, in the Arizona League, Christian Robinson 0 for 2, a run scored. The Diamondbacks shutting out the Mariners, a final there of 12-0. And from the Gulf Beat, the 2018 Sands Bear Cup continuing this past Friday with the Lifer Key Classic. First place net and champion was Charlton Knowles. Second place net, Marvin Bethel, while third place net went to Stephen Johnson. First place gross, that went to Kevin Morris. Second place ghost was Horace Miller. Neil Stafford the closest to the pin on hole number 8. Ray Gibson had the longest drive on hole number 3. The Sands Bear Cup now heading to Sandals, Emerald Bay, and Exuma for its next event on August the 11th. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Unfortunately, that can be painful.
Yeah, well, you're going to feel some pain if you close down my branch. Look, all my friends work there. We worked our butts off. We took pride in our work. Don't worry. We're careful with all of our packages. Next. If you wanted it to get there tomorrow, then you should have thought about that 2 days ago. We not Santa.
I'm on a fast, and I'm moving fast away from your cookies.
Since when do people turn out cookies?
Something smells good.
Thank you, baby.
I'm talking about those cookies.
You smell good, too.
Is that cinnamon?
Yes, it is.
Look at my lovely daughter-in-law showing off in the kitchen. He's traveling these succulent morsels. Ooh, my goodness. Tastes like nasty feet.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, the tropics remain quiet. However, on the home front, still have that mid to low level trough just to the west of the Bahamas, and that will continue to create unsettled weather over parts of the northwest Bahamas right through tomorrow. Outside of our studios, we have partly sunny skies, temperature 84 degrees, the relative humidity at 69%. The winds are out of the south at 13 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,013.3 millibars. That's 29.94 inches, and it is rising. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Well, that does it for First at 6. Stay tuned, though. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, is straight ahead.
In daylight robbery in Port Lacaya Shopping Center. A U.S. naval warship making a stop in Freeport. And find out how to keep the heat this summer.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shashina Rolfak. And as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, police in Grand Bahama are investigating a brazen daytime robbery in Port Lakaya Marketplace. The suspects making their escape with an undisclosed amount of merchandise from a well-known business establishment. Our Kimberly Mullings has the latest.
Police were called here at the Port Lakaya area. We received a report that there was a robbery here at John Bull.
Police Press Liaison Superintendent Teresita Pinder providing information about Monday morning's robbery, which occurred in broad daylight.
2 persons dressed as females entered the John Bull store. They proceeded to smash the showcase and took a quantity of highly priced watches.
The suspects reportedly fled the scene on foot and then made their escape in a dark-colored vehicle. A black Infiniti car was later recovered by police a short while later near Sergeant Major Road and Corbia Place. It was eventually impounded. ZNS News has since learned that the car was stolen from a lady early Monday morning as she was on her way to work. Police are combing Grand Bahama Island for the 2 suspects. Superintendent Pinder also took time to clear up the rumors regarding the possibility of guns being used to carry out that robbery at John Bull.
No shots fired. No shots fired. In fact, their information received that there was no weapons seen at this robbery. No injuries. Nothing of that sort.
It is understood that the suspects were captured on Port Lakaya's closed-circuit camera, making their escape. Police are appealing to the general public to come forward with any information they may have about the John Bull robbery, no matter how small or minute it may be, to call them at 350-3107-12, 911 or 919, or contact UNIT.
On news from the crime beat, the Royal Bahamas Defense Forces Northern Command, along with police officers in Bimini, recovering a stolen vessel. The 21-foot open hull watercraft was reportedly removed from the Tino Beach area in Freeport on Wednesday morning. Defense Force patrol craft P-129, along with a police patrol craft, conducted a search for the missing boat. It was later discovered drifting in waters 10 nautical miles off Ocean Key in the Bimini chain. A Bahamian found on board was taken into custody for questioning. In other news, a United States guided missile cruiser making a stop on Grand Bahama. The vessel is the only Navy ship named after the battle in the Vietnam War. A reception was held on board the naval ship this past Friday, and our Megan Shepard was there.
The naval warship USS Way City making an official visit to Freeport this past weekend. The vessel is a guided missile cruiser serving in the United States. An official ceremony held Friday evening on board the ship. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquist, thanking the captain, sailors, and United States Navy for their cooperation with and support of this country.
This is a very treasured relationship that we have with the United States. We value the visits that we continue to receive both here in Grand Bahama as well as in Nassau. Not only for the show of solidarity, but the contributions that sailors continue to make as they enter port and interact with our people. This is a tremendous exchange for us from a cultural point of view, both in terms of what we share in terms of the Bahamian culture, and hopefully entice you to come back on vacation.
Commanding Officer Captain Jake Douglas calling the visit to Grand Bahama a treat. He says that sailors were able to enjoy the Gumbe Summer Festival and the hospitality and warmth of the Bahamian people.
For the last 10 months, we've been doing nothing but maintenance, inspections, and evaluations, and nothing else. So this is a little bit different. So this is my first time to the Bahamas, and I must say that your islands are nice, but your people are incredible. That friendly and sassy Bahamian attitude is a complete joy and pleasure. Everyone here is so happy and always smiling. It is truly infectious and a joy to experience. Please never lose this incredible culture that makes the Commonwealth of Bahamas so great.
U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Stephanie Bowers also emphasizing the successful relationship between the United States and the Bahamas.
Of course, the United States relationship with the Bahamas runs deeper than ship port calls and the over 5 million American tourists who visit each year. we also share a deep and abiding commitment to fighting the common threats posed by transnational criminal organizations and terrorist networks. This is immediately evident in the long-standing relationship between the U.S. military and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. For example, the Bahamas recently hosted Trade Winds 2018, a multilateral military exercise which showcased not only the beauty of the Bahamas, but also the professionalism of the Bahamian armed forces to the 22 participating countries.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
45 professionals are now more equipped to achieve their career goals after earning degrees at the Bahamas Institute of Business and Technology. The annual commencement ceremony held Sunday afternoon at the Grand Lucayan Resort under the theme Destined to Succeed and Conquer. Megan Shepard has this report.
After countless long nights and early mornings of studying for the past 2 years, 45 graduates of the Bahamas Institute of Business and Technology can now boast of owning their associate's degrees in various concentrations. Founding President Dr. Deswell Forbes telling the graduating class that now that they have conquered this phase of their lives, it is time to go out and conquer the world.
I cannot predict the challenges that will confront you as you sail into the uncharted waters of the future. But I can state with a great degree of certainty that you will be called upon to design and execute winning strategies to combat any number of challenges that will confront you in the future. Your duty as conquerors is to be prepared.
CEO of GIBC Digital, Greg Wood, delivering the commencement address. He says that no doubt there will be challenges in life, but the key is to continue to push through, for success is on the other side of life's obstacles.
Success does not belong to the timid. And always remember, the world doesn't owe you anything. You have to go after what you want with everything you have. You have to be willing to fight for what you want out of life. You have to be willing to lose. And when you feel afraid, acknowledge the fear and do what you need to do anyway. You only have one life, so be bold and design a life you'll be proud of when you reach the end.
With the third highest GPA, Rochelle Brennan earned Collegiatarian, Phyllis Roll named Salutatorian, and with the highest GPA, Melina McPhee named the Valedictorian. McPhee noting that the past 2 years may not have been easy, but the sacrifices and commitment was indeed worth the reward of a college degree.
We encountered a variety of obstacles on this educational journey, but with God, dedication, and perseverance, we were able to overcome every obstacle, silence our inner insecurities, and found our strength in knowing that we can accomplish our goals.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Musicians, churches, nightclubs, Radio Shack is now stocked with heavy-duty power amps, powered speakers, subwoofers, cordless and wired microphones, lavaliers, guitar strings, drumsticks, skins and accessories, guitar and bass amps, DI boxes, crossovers, line conditioners, percussion instruments, clarinet and saxophone reeds, PA systems, mixers, routers, hard drives, sound cards, tablets, MacBook Pro power cords and adapters, and so much more at the new Radio Shack at Dolly Madison Home Center.
Come on down.
Hello, it's the 4th annual Sea Grave Homecoming, August 3rd through 5th. Friday, August 3rd, it's an old school welcome party from 7 p.m. until. Then on Saturday, August 4th, it's the cultural extravaganza from 7 p.m. until. With down-home game, domino tournament, top spinning, hopscotch, switcher making contest, and more. And Sunday, August 5th, it closes with a Unity Church service and Cosmo concert. It's the 4th annual Sea Grave Homecoming, August 3rd through 5th. Let's celebrate. Don't miss it.
You can win big with Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box Summer Deal. Not only will you get 2 delicious medium one-topping pizzas, 5 breadsticks, and juicy wings, and a refreshing 2-liter Coke, you get to enter to win a fabulous 7-day Caribbean cruise for 2 with Gateway Travel on Carnival Cruise Lines.
Mom and Dad can use it, and we got money.
Pizza Hut's big dinner box summer deal can make you a winner. Other prizes also available. Win big.
Love, you look worried today.
Belinda, you know I have 2 more rooms to complete. Now, if I've been from 7 to 12%, how in the world am I supposed to do this?
Here at Island Bedding, we know things have been pretty thin for the past few years.
You think?
15 years, Island Bedding has been keeping Bahamian shopping at home by providing quality products at affordable prices.
Belinda, Island Bedding prices is good. It is really, really good. Your price is going to increase also to 12%. Just saying, Belinda.
Nah, Dr. Love, looky here. Seeing is believing. With the upcoming change in VAT to 12%, we have adjusted too to keep our products affordable. And we did it too.
Now listen here, Island Bedding have done it again, kicking up a whole notch.
Now you know you're getting value for your dollar.
Visit our showroom today on Queens Highway.
The Awards and Science Center has everything you need to help you give that special someone the most amazing personalized creative gift. One-of-a-kind floral arrangements to brighten someone's day. Recognition awards ranging from plaques to trophies. And yes, even tombstones to memorialize your loved ones. Visit the Awards and Science Center and be dazzled by our vast, beautiful array of supplies on West Atlanta Drive. The Awards and Science Center.
We've raised the stage. We've raised the bar. We've raised the standard. Your new entertainment playground. Winners take chances. Chances makes winners. Chances remind you to game responsibly.
Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Rotary clubs on Grand Bahama welcoming their district governor, who is responsible for Grand Bahama and South Florida. During the visit, the governor outlined the way forward for the organization and goals for the 2018-2019 year. President of the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama Sunrise, Malvise Capron.
Our theme for this year is Be the Inspiration. And he really inspired us this morning through all of the goals and objectives that we have planned for this year, and he has encouraged us to stretch ourselves, prepare goals and goals beyond those goals so that we can accomplish our goals while at the same time being the inspiration to others.
The visiting governor says his message to Rotarians mainly focuses on inspiring others through action.
And what we do and how we do it and how we build relationships with people and have fun in the process and include our family makes all the difference in the world. It makes people want to do more, and we really need that at a time when there's so many needs in the world from all different levels.
That meeting was held at the Geneva's restaurant. And finally, in news this evening, these are the dog days of summer. The intense heat is taking its toll, leaving many exhausted. A local physician says the scorching temperatures could be a cause for concern. It is hot, and anyone who has been outside lately more than likely is feeling the scorching heat and humidity. Medical doctor Leviticus Roll is warning residents that with this increase in temperature could come some serious health implications.
We're particularly concerned about persons, first of all, at the extremes of age, very young, very old. This is the demographic that is far more at risk of becoming dehydrated and developing signs and symptoms such as heat exhaustion and even heat stroke. And believe it or not, even sunburn. We tend to think that we are protected because of the melanin content from sunburn, and to some extent we are, but it's relative, not absolute. Yes, we can in fact get sunburn, and so we are concerned about that.
He says there are those who are at a high risk when it comes to the heat, like sickle cell anemia patients, the very young, and the young at heart. But nonetheless, Anyone directly exposed to the heat should protect themselves as best as they can.
A lot of it is just common sense. You want to avoid sun exposure during the peak of the day. I mean, if you have to be out and about, then try to get things done perhaps in the morning or in the evenings. If you find that you have to be out during the midday, look for that shade or wear a cap. Keep yourself well protected from the sun. And if at any point, you or your loved one or someone that you're caring for develop signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion or heat stroke or any form of confusion, then it's very important to get medical help.
And Dr. Roll adds that if you feel dehydrated, water alone may not do the trick.
If you're spending long hours in the sun, particularly if you're working hard and perspiring a lot, sweating a lot, then we're concerned not just for water loss, but you're losing something called electrolytes, sodium and potassium and chloride. And so in that vein, water itself isn't always the best thing to rehydrate yourself with. You want to use electrolytes. There's Gatorade or Powerade for smaller kids, or even for adults, Pedialyte. Coconut water, either in the can or from the tree, has been shown to have the right balance of electrolytes.
For persons exercising, he advises that you do so indoors, in the cool, early in the mornings, or later in the evenings. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Hi and welcome. An avid viewer sent this question. If someone is on dialysis, can they ever stop? This is a very common question, and thanks for asking it. Dialysis is a kidney replacement therapy, which means it replaces the failed kidneys and filters blood outside the body. Our body produces waste over time. So if someone is on dialysis, he or she needs to do it regularly, usually 3 times a week for about 4 hours each session. Kidney failure patients do dialysis because their kidneys fail to remove waste produced by their body. So the short answer to this question is yes. Whether one can stop dialysis depends on his or her illness or the cause of kidney failure. In certain conditions, patients can regain kidney function, and if their kidney function is strong enough to remove a certain amount of fluid and waste, they can stop dialysis. But when a person develops kidney failure from chronic conditions, such as hypertension and diabetes, these persons will need dialysis lifelong. If you or your loved one is on dialysis and you have a question, please email askdrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. A check on sports is up next.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Gold Rock Concrete, now manufacturing 4, 6, and 8-inch concrete blocks and ready-mix concrete.
Lucayan Medical Center provides services in family medicine, internal medicine, obstetrics, gynecology, surgery, pain management, psychiatry, audiology, podiatry, and dentistry. We offer laboratory, ECG, X-rays, ultrasound, CAT scans, and MRI scans. Also here, pharmacy, physiotherapy, fitness programs, and pre-employment medical screening. Skilled staff serve you with dignity and confidentiality. Visit Lucayan Medical Center for your healthcare needs.
When it comes to protecting vehicles from dirt and debris, nothing gets by Purolator Tech Filters. Experience the entire line of products available at KMW Battery and Tire, West Settlers Way.
We from the Bahamas, sun, sand, and sea. A lot of activities, fun for you and me. If you don't believe me, then come follow me. Come right down to this place and we call it KFC. KFC the big cheese. We got the big cheese. KFC the big cheese. We got the big cheese. No one can beat us at anything we do. No way. Sports, art, soccer, dynamics, even junk canoe. We got the best beaches, even the best food. I already tell you, that's just how we do. KFC the big cheese. We got the big cheese. KFC the
Big Chief Meal today and receive 2 Big Chief collectible cups at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
Where do you go when you're looking for low prices and quality meats? You go to Mulligan's Meats and Spices, KMW Plaza, or Mulligan's Meat and Spices at the rear of the Britannia Mall on Luna Boulevard. New things are happening at Mulligan's Meats. They have everyday low prices on groceries, frozen foods, produce, dairy, health, and beauty care. Visit their meat department where beef, chicken, turkey, and mutton are cut right before your eyes. Mulligan's has everything you need, incredible service, and courteous staff. Mulligan's providing quality products at great prices.
Topping sports, the Grand Bahama Regatta is now in the history books. The champions in both divisions were crowned on Saturday night. Jay Philippe was there.
The Grand Bahama Regatta and Homecoming closed out this weekend at Tino Beach. The overall winner in the C-Class division was Termite out of Exuma with 27 points. The Long Island Sacrifice second also with 27 points. The Black Point H2O with 25 points and a third place finish. In the Ministry of Grand Bahama race, first place went to Termite, second place went to Sacrifice, and third place King and Knights. In the Grand Bahama Power Company race, first place went to Termite as well, second place Sacrifice, third place H2O. In the Click race, first place to H2O, second place Sacrifice, third place Sweet Island Gal. In the E-Class division, your winner, Judgment Day, team of Henry Taylor and Liam Sorez. Second place was Team Bluebird, team of Jaheim Russell and Seth Sawyer. Third place went to Hot Mix, team of Titus Lockhart and Max Pham. And fourth place, Armageddon, team of Adrian Pratt and Ellie Gibson. Brandon McPhee from the Termites was awarded Best Skipper in the C-Class division. He had some sound advice for young sailors on how to be successful.
So I go to practice a lot, listen to my coach, and do as much as he told me to do, and that's how I became this great. So I want to encourage the young folks who younger than me to do the same.
It was the first time that Team Termite competed in the Grand Bahama Regatta, and the crew are pleased with their overall performance. The team is now preparing to return home to Black Point Regatta in Exuma August 2nd. Termite crew member Caden Delancey expressed excitement on winning the overall regatta.
Like I said, this is our first year in Grand Bahama, and we came here and we dominate, and we beat all the bigger guys. I feel good.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Total Sports.
And of course, we say congratulations again to those young sailors on an excellent performance. Well, Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association is gearing up to host its first annual Men and Ladies Fast Pitch Invitational Tournament. As Ramiko Knowles tells us, strong efforts are being made to ensure that fans will not be disappointed.
Calling all softball fans and fast pitch lovers to the Plex this Emancipation Day weekend, as it promises to be an exciting one. Organizers from the Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association says this is one event that you don't want to miss. Fast Pitch Chairman Desmond Dean recalls the days when softball was the preeminent sport in Grand Bahama and is now looking to bring those days back.
We remember the days, our glory days in softball, when the Bahamas would have been ranked, as far back as when the Bahamas was ranked number 3 in the world. We would like to see softball get back to that level. We also remember times over the years where we would have traveled throughout the islands playing softball, facing very high caliber competition, and that in itself helped keep the sport on a certain level.
Teams from New Providence, Eleuthera, and Abaco are expected to take part in the Fast Pitch Invitational. President of the Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association, Helena Cooper, says Grand Bahama will experience a different type of softball that weekend.
Softball has basically been on a down low in the country, and when he brought this idea to the executives I was all for it. So I'm happy because you get to see now the likes of persons like Edney the Heat. I know Alcott Forbes will not be here because of the national team's travel, but I assure you that CS Hitman has another picture, and then you have the other teams out of New Providence and Eleuthera that will be coming on.
Now the first game takes place August 2nd at 7:30 p.m. with more games played on August 3rd, followed by a home run derby and bear fest on August 4th, and the closing out August 5th. And as far as Edney the Heat goes, well, Helena, we'll see if he still has the heat. Rumiko Knowles reporting for ZNS Total Sports.
That's a check on sports.
Hi, Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star, phone 443-7979.
Hi, I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only two types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
Business owners are excited about ZNS Northern Service Storm Central Hurricane packages because advertising rates are discounted up to 50%. That's right, get 50% off advertising packages this hurricane season from now through November 30th. Call our sales department at 351-3430 or 352-9713 and book your advertising package today.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North on behalf of our entire ZNS News team. I'm Shoshana Wolf-Farquharson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Unfortunately, that can be painful.
Yeah, well, you're gonna feel some pain if you close down my branch. Look, all my friends work there. We worked our butts off. We took pride in our work. Don't worry, we're careful with all of our packages. Next. If you wanted it to get there tomorrow, then you should have thought about that 2 days ago. We not Santa.
I'm on a fast, and I'm moving fast away from your cookies.
Since when do people turn out cookies?
Something smells good.
Thank you, baby.
I'm talking about those cookies. You smell good, too. Is that cinnamon?
Yes, it is.
Look at my lovely daughter-in-law showing off in the kitchen. Let me try one of these succulent morsels. Ooh, my goodness. Tastes like nasty feet.
How much can the Bahamas cut its billion-dollar food import bill? What are we really producing to feed ourselves? What are the challenges facing food production in our country? How can you contribute to reducing our food import bill? Find the answers to these questions and much more. Watch Agriculture Now with Carla Palmer, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. A Haitian embassy official issues a counter-proposal as Shantytown residents push back against eviction. Who robbed John Bull's Freeport store? Why gender is a big part of the investigation. And we'll tell you why Atlantis is weaning customers from straws. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC every day.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Keishla Adderley. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Topping the news, a Haitian embassy official has issued a counter-proposal to the government's deadline for shanty towns to be cleared. The official has asked that residents be allowed to lease or buy the properties where they've lived for years, insisting that they haven't had time to prepare and are wary of losing their investments. Here's Betty Thompson-Moss.
The week ahead could bring new possibilities for those residents in shanty towns across New Providence. While the deadline to vacate the premises is just weeks away, the residents are hoping to present the government with a new proposal.
They are willing to rebuild the shanty town with their own possibilities, and they will respect all the requirements, like allow the electricity, waters, everything, and give another face to the shanty town, and allow the government Bahamian to have a happy ending and them to live in a better place.
First Assistant Secretary at the Haitian Embassy, Carl Henry Chatelaire, has been working closely with the Bahamas government, local pastors, and others from the Haitian community. He says leasing the land is another option being considered.
They want to purchase, or if the government want to lease them to, if they can have like I can say, a accord, if they can have something that can allow them to stay on the land, and there's something legally, okay, and they can pay every month, and they will rebuild the shanty town.
The Haitian official revealed that residents have also been presented with a unity option that would allow 4 to 5 families to reside together to create a better environment.
They know their situation is not good, yes, and they know their condition, it's unsanitary. They don't want to stay in that condition.
But if the options fail, the Haitian representative feels more time will be needed to allow residents to relocate.
After August 10, they are not, I don't think so they will be ready. Because there's a lot of families, they were quiet since June and the beginning of July because they know the house was safe. But since last week, the storm was beginning for them.
And the decision to extend the deadline, purchase or lease the land in shanty towns will be placed in the hands of the government. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS Network News.
Well, Foreign Affairs Minister Darren Henfield says so far there's been no formal request to his ministry asking to lease or buy land. In other news tonight, a heist at John Bull's Port Lucaya store is under investigation tonight. Reports are that 2 men entered the store, reportedly dressed as women, before the showcase was shattered and merchandise snatched. According to reports, gunshots were fired during the episode. An investigation continues tonight. These are some of the images which emerged a short time after the incident. They went viral on social media. As you can see, they show the men donning wigs and women's clothing as they flee the scene. Patient registration services at the Princess Margaret Hospital slowed today due to staff shortages. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands hesitated to call it a sick out, although he confirmed to ZNS News that 8 staffers from that area called in sick, forcing patient registration services to be redirected.
They're not calling it an industrial action. As is often the case, it just happens that these individuals are simultaneously ill. It did create significant inconvenience for the general public and delays in registration and care. The hospital has responded as best it can. Services have continued to be provided, but the public can anticipate delays as a result. We'll see what happens with the afternoon shift and the evening, and again tomorrow.
There's been a recall of the antihypertensive drug valsartan. Health officials are calling on those who filled prescriptions for the medication to return it for a replacement following this international recall. We talked to the health minister about that issue as well.
There are a few specific generic formulations of valsartan which have been recalled because of a contaminant. All of the pharmacies that carry the drug have been notified. It is not an issue with the brand name of the drug. Only specific generics, and in particular those made in China.
Bahamian officials in Canada are keeping their ears to the ground as new information emerges about a mass shooting there. 3 people were killed and 13 injured after a gunman opened fire in a busy area of Toronto known as Greektown. High Commissioner to Canada, His Excellency Alvin Smith, told ZNS News he was investigating whether any Bahamians were among the injured in the absence of identification up to this point.
Information has been very, very sketchy. The police has not released any names. Of course, pending first to notify relatives, but even they haven't released any information as it relates to the names of the victims, the names of the persons who were killed, or not even the suspect. Okay, but I have spoken with 3 Bahamian citizens that live in Toronto and who know that area well. I've spoken to Mr. Paul Strong, who's in charge of True's office in Toronto. I spoke to Mr. Lewis, who's who's in management in one of the banks in Toronto. He's a Bahamian, and then another, Stephen Johnson, who knows Toronto very well. And so far, we haven't gotten any information as to whether Bahamians were among the victims. Also, our office has been in touch with the police in Toronto, but they were not willing at that time to give us any information, any detailed information as it relates to the victims.
In other news tonight, the Bahamas will get help from the Far East in upgrading its information technology systems. Singapore is a world leader in e-government, having made rapid advances in technology. Its use of technology, especially web-based internet applications, enhances citizens' access to government services. It's a model that the Prime Minister says can be used in the Bahamas, and he was pleased with bilateral talks with the Singapore officials during his recent trip to the United Nations.
We have too many problems with having to run to one agency for information, running to another, and what can be done via computerization and proper interconnectivity in a matter of minutes takes us now months, and Singapore has made a commitment to assist us with that.
So that means you'll be going to Singapore soon?
I would be, at least the head of the delivery unit would be visiting Singapore. The head of the DIT system and department, that is, and at least a minimum of 1 other person within that stratosphere.
Well, still ahead tonight, a freak accident today knocks out power to a quarter of New Providence. And another medal for the Bahamas at the CAC Games in Colombia. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, your news leader.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
My name is Dawn Pinder. I work at Great Cliff Chocolate and Cigar Company. I am the inventory manager. I have been a customer of Commonwealth Bank for the past 3 years, March 2015 to be exact. At this time, I have a loan with them. That was the reason why I went to Commonwealth Bank. and I now have my checking account and my savings account with Commonwealth Bank. It was easy, simple, they trusted me, I didn't have any accounts with them, and they gave me the loan. I will recommend Commonwealth Bank to my friends. I have actually recommended it to a few of my co-workers here that have had the exact same experience that I've had at Commonwealth Bank. I will definitely say that Commonwealth Bank is the bank for the Bahamian people.
When school ends, BTC summer vacation begins. That means freedom to switch it up and break a few rules.
Like a flying overseas and when she touch down, she not stop call me. And I nothing for me breed, girl. Me want no cute like a Bob Marley. Me fix them.
Freedom to mix and, of course, mingle. Freedom to go wild and take the fun to a whole new level. Join the BTC Summer Vacation for exclusive rewards, cool prizes, and more. Okay. BTC, the bigger, better network.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanchon to his prom.
KFC got the big deal meal, freshly handmade every day for real.
Made fresh every day?
What I said, what you take? KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a real big deal. KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a
Now that's a big deal.
Hey, it's a real big deal. Hey, it's a real big deal.
There's nothing as powerful as knowing where you belong. No more waiting. It's time to come home. Come home to friendly smiles. Come home to convenience. Come home to more interest on savings and lower fees. Come home to our bank and your bank. Come home to Bank of the Bahamas, your bank of solutions.
Now, Vanessa, you look stressed though.
Girl, listen, I here on my little piece of lunch break trying to pay these bills. I gotta go head to BTC, then I gotta go fly to BEC, and then I gotta go swim to water and switch.
Girl, look, save your time and your gas, all right? Make one stop.
How? Take your backside to Cash and Go. You pay all 3 of them bills one time. It's one line, one place, with a bunch of locations. You think I should go now?
Vanessa, you ain't reached yet? Cash and Go. Fast, free, convenient. Call 322-CASH for more information.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits from Grand Bahama
to San Salvador.
Just around the corner when you need us.
For every celebration and relaxation.
Committed to quality and service since 1953.
With renowned wines,
rums and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits, always with ice cold beer.
And attractive promotions.
Here for you as we've always been. One name, one people, united in wines and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
A close call for a driver leaves much of eastern New Providence without power. This afternoon, a utility pole collapsed after a boat made contact with power lines in the intersection of the Eastern Road and Johnson Road. The incident left traffic in a mess in the meantime. Stephen Forbes was driving that truck, which was towing the boat. He explained what happened while he was on his way to Coral Harbor.
We noticed that there was low line, so I told my helper, he don't want his name called. I told him to push up the line to clear the top part of the boat. As he cleared the first line, the second line got hooked, and that pulled down the first pole here, which was waiting for an accident because the bottom of the pole is actually rotten. Once the line got hooked, everything just came down. And when I came out and looked, all I could see is fire running along the line and everything down. So I couldn't go on a bed, so I just shut everything off and say, I told Ricky, Ricky, don't move! Because with electrical wires, anything can happen.
Well, residents we spoke to did not want to appear on camera, but they did want to tell us that they've been trying to get the wires raised for the last few years, but their cries have continuously fallen on deaf ears. Bahama's Power and Light personnel arrived on the scene about an hour after the accident and are currently working on the problem. Well, come 2020, the Bahamas wants to be on the right side of the environmental initiative to eradicate single-use plastics, and the country's largest private sector employer, Atlantis, is leading the charge. The Atlantis Resort has been at the cutting edge of environmental conservation for a long time, turning this discarded shrubbery into fresh mounds of mulch. It's been a part of their conservation footprint for a while now, but there's something new on their plate, as Atlantis Director of Emergency Preparedness, Key Van Deen, explains.
Many companies have completely eliminated straws, and we're happy to say that we are one of those companies that have completely eliminated straws and looking at the alternative replacement products for them, because they do get into our oceans and they do harm our environments.
Those plastic straws have been replaced by paper ones, and traditional plastic containers and styrofoam will soon be a thing of the past, too. Karen Hall is Assistant Director of Purchasing.
Either they're all plant-based, they're all compostable, either made with corn starch or wheat stalk-based product. They basically have a period breakdown between 90 to 120 days, give or take. The whole exercise is, like Ivan mentioned, and our whole initiative property-wide is to see how we can help the environment.
It takes a traditional plastic 1,000 years to break down. Eliminating it will go a long way in the national effort to eradicate single-use plastics by 2020, as alluded to by the Prime Minister during his address to the United Nations last week. Right now, Atlantis is filling up its warehouses with their environmentally friendly alternatives. Meantime, a town meeting is set for this week to discuss the national transition with the public. Now, that town meeting is set to take place tonight. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis is expected to address attendees. Meantime, Long Islanders are looking to expand the sponging industry on that island and form an association. This after the Inter-American Development Bank has sponsored a project to revitalize the sector nationwide. Those spongers recently attended a town meeting to discuss the way forward. The IDB's $1.1 million project seeks to increase income for spongers by providing them with a larger share of the revenue. Two young Long Island spongers left the meeting full of energy and focused on expanding the industry.
I think it opened some eyes, most eyes, I should say, with the classes and whatnot that'll be going on in our side. I wish there were more people who could go.
Well, from the meeting, I learned that it opened a lot of eyes. You know, they said that some of the things they plan to do to try to get the sponging industry increased here in the Bahamas. So that's a good thing.
I think it's a different avenue for us Long Islanders, well, Bahamians, to take. Instead of just waiting on someone to come in from Greece and dictate the pace. Because, hey, it's our product, why should they be able to put a price on it? We don't go in the shop and say, hey, can of corned beef for 70 cents. We have to buy it for whatever it costs. So it opened our eyes. I mean, it's an easier way to make more money.
Do you have to go deep for them?
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
Nearly 50 journalists and guests of U.S.-based award-winning Afar magazine were immersed in Bahamian culture recently during an extraordinary familiarization trip to the islands of the Bahamas.
The people of the Bahamas here, they have been so gracious and so welcoming and so true to their heritage. And everyone we have met told their stories about their generations of not only their food and their experiences of their own life and what they focus on, whether it be through art or other ways that they are inspired. We've learned more about people, and that is something you cannot find anywhere else.
This particular trip is a marketing gold mine for the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation, as each of the publication's founders, editors, and content writers will write about their experiences in articles, blogs, and pieces that will reach over 2 million of the magazine's subscribers. Minister of Tourism and Aviation Dionisia Diagla said the ministry is excited about this priceless marketing opportunity.
They have immersed themselves into the heart and soul of the Bahamas, and they have been blown away. And this is the type of traveler that we want to attract. We want to tell them about how wonderful it is to come and visit the Bahamas, how amazing our people are, how welcoming and warm the average Bahamian is. And now that they've experienced that experience here in Nassau, they want to go off to the Family Islands. And I know that when they get to Eleuthera and Abaco and Exuma, blown away is an understatement.
For the Tourism Today Network, I'm Kendia Smith.
Extraordinary could be right there in front of you, without you even knowing it. It's something unique, rich and rewarding, full of character. A bold expression of flavor like no other. Discover extraordinary flavor. Guinness, made of more.
What is a promise? A promise fulfilled can mean so much. A bond, a commitment, a vow. It's a yes in a world of maybes. We made a promise to you, and we delivered. Our super-fast LTE network is now on every island. And every day we invest in local communities and technology so we can deliver the best of everything to you. Our promise is our guarantee. And now we promise our best is yet to come. Alive, believe in best.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
It's Junkanoo Summer Festival time again. Delicious food, drinks, cultural games, races, kiddie corner, culinary demonstrations, the rhythm band, spank band, Falcons, the world famous Valley Boys, One Family, Saxon Superstars, Roots, and much more. Bring your entire family to Arawaki every Saturday in July and August 4th, 1 p.m. until. For more information, contact the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism and Aviation at 302-2000.
This is Junkanoo Summer Festival.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Cleopatra Murphy. The Palm Key development in southeastern New Providence is preparing to launch its next big project that realtors are expected to play a significant role in. At a recent VIP broker event, officials touted more than $2 million in upgrades to Palm Key's amenities. Director of Sales and Marketing Miles Newell says brokers will feature prominently in its 2018-2019 marketing campaign. Palm Key's latest real estate offering is a $100 million condominium and penthouse complex called One Marina. In other business news, Sun and Fun has begun promoting general aviation and flyouts to the Bahamas. The company has added the Bahamas' general aviation guidelines, benefits, and diverse product offerings for pilots who want to fly to the Bahamas to its website www.fly.snf.org/.bs. Also included on the website is the schedule for the Bahamas' upcoming aviation seminars at the 2018 EAA AirVenture Oshkosh Conference to be held in Wisconsin from July 22nd through 30th. And in international business news, Europe is hoping to stop a brewing transatlantic trade war, and discussions with the U.S. are set for this week before it tacks millions of tariffs on European vehicles. The U.S. has placed tariffs on aluminum and steel imports from the European Union, and Europe has retaliated with new taxes on American products. U.S. President Donald Trump is now threatening to hike tariffs on cars and auto parts from the European Union to 20%. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, two local queens getting big titles on the international stage. Jiminy DeSwain tells us that the young beauties participated in the Regency International pageant this weekend.
Taisha Johnson and Cassidy Capron are now international beauty queens. Both were crowned Little Miss Regency and Junior Miss Regency International, respectively, at the international pageant Sunday night in Las Vegas. The pair dazzled in evening gowns. At the end of the night, both walked away winners, something they're both very excited about.
It feels really great, and I am very excited to go on a cruise and have fun. And I know that my country is really proud of me, and that I know that I represented my country very well.
I feel really good. I believe I represent my country really good, and I'm ready for whatever's going to come in the future.
They also worked the runway in their fashion pieces. For Cassidy, the competition was one she enjoyed taking part in.
It was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people, and they are very nice. I learned a lot more about other countries, and I plan on visiting them.
The young queens also won the People's Choice Awards in their categories with well over 1,000 votes. But those would not be the only top prizes. Both won gold awards for community service, visibility, and the best sellers. The winners are expected back in the country later this week. Jiminy DeSwain, ZNS Network News.
Well, teachers taking some time this summer to acquire the knowledge, values, and skills to help their students grow a wider appreciation for nature. Catherine Gomez has the story.
The Bahamas National Trust held its 2018 Discovery Club's Leader Symposium opening ceremony with the theme, Building Communities Through Conservation Leadership. Discovery Clubs are extracurricular school clubs led by teachers for students who want to become knowledgeable environmental stewards through fun, conservative-based classroom lessons, hands-on activities, and field trips. Coordinator Joel Thompson says the symposium gives teachers the opportunity to experience Bahamian flora and fauna firsthand.
So what's unique about this Discovery Club's Leader Symposium is that we actually take our leaders and train them for a week at Breezes. Not just here, but we take them on field trips throughout the week. So we'll be taking them to partners such as Adastra Gardens and Zoo. We'll also be taking them into national parks. So Bonefish Pond National Park, we'll be taking them to the retreat. So it's going to be very interactive, as well as we cap off the week with actually a camping session where the leaders will be seeing exactly what they'll be doing with the kids throughout the semester and throughout the year.
Minister of Parliament for Fort Charlotte, Mark Humes, says as an educator himself, his message to the teachers and future leaders is that leadership is an action, not a position.
The advice that I would have to future leaders is to learn more about what it means to be a leader. Like I said to the leaders in the symposium, that leader and leadership is not a position or a title that you can acquire. It is really about a lifestyle. And so it's extremely important to learn more about what it means to be a leader. You know, consume as much information about leadership and the qualities of a good leader that you can, and, you know, just learn and grow.
Ariadne Munnings, a teacher and leader of the Discovery Club at C.C. Sweeting Senior High School, plans to immerse herself and her students in the world of science for them to lead and improve the sustainability of our Commonwealth.
This year, I hope to not just empower my students to be environmental leaders in their communities as well as in their homes, whether or not they even choose to become environmentalists as a profession, but to remember that we are stewards of our environment and to definitely take that with them wherever and whichever career path they choose.
As today's generation of children are hooked on their electronics, the Bahamas National Trust hopes to get them hooked on the outdoors, as the Discovery Club allows them to open their eyes to the wonder, beauty, and value of the Bahamas. Catherine Gomez, ZNS Network News.
You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. We'll be back right after this.
We've all got plans for our golden years. Unfortunately for many, this may just be wishful thinking. To generate an annual income in retirement of $70,000 for 20 years at a rate of return of 5%, with inflation running at 3%, requires more than $1.1 million. So how do you save that much money? Many companies provide a group pension plan to help their employees by deducting an amount each month from their pay to contribute to the plan. Personal Pension Plan, or PPP, is similar to a group plan, but offered only to individuals. These plans offer many of the same benefits and features. Contact us for more information on pensions.
Catch the sizzling hot back-to-school specials at Carrie's Fabric and Department Store on Mackey Street. Uniform fabrics for all schools. Ready-made uniforms, best quality, lowest prices. Selected jumpers, 30% off. Carrie's has all your school supplies, including the popular JanSport backpacks. Get up to 20% off backpacks and lunch bags as low as $7.95. Carrie's Fabric and Department Store, your complete back-to-school headquarters.
Ring, ring, goes the bell.
This is Personique Role from Island News Network, where we're always in the know. We're investigating Island Game, and what we want to know is how they doing what they doing. Now, the news on the street is that there are 13 Percy pension plans worth $250,000 up for grabs, where you get paid $1,000 every week for a year. Now, I got my man on the ground to find out how true this is. Hey, we live.
Yeah, I was just checking on something.
How Island Game doing what they doing?
And listen, now this ain't no fake news. The Island Game has 13 different pension plans. 13! All you gotta do is put $20 on your verified Island Game account.
Can you confirm this information?
Man, see it right there?
There you go. There's a story here, and now you're in the know.
Sounds like a truly Bahamian beer. They ain't too much drinking. Sounds like Ilucha drinking. Sounds like Long Island drinking. Sounds like I'm just drinking. Sounds like Nassau drinking. Sounds like Cat Island drinking. Sounds like Bahama drinking. Sounds like Harbor Cold drinking. Sounds like a taste that is fresh.
Available at Jimmy's Liquor Stores or your favorite restaurants and liquor stores throughout the Bahamas.
Sounds like
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sunoil Bahamas.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
AID features Napa Auto Parts which meet or exceed OE specifications. Parts for Asian vehicles are available at great prices. Filters from $2, brakes from $22, tie rod ends from $21, head gaskets from $10, and fuel pumps from $32. AID is also your destination for the best selection of automotive accessories. Hubcap sets from $22.45, steering wheel covers from $4.50, car mat sets from $8.45, and seat covers from $34.44. wipers, wash and wax products, motor oils, and automotive chemicals for every vehicle. Angle grinders from $44.53, pressure washers from $162. For the month of June, Napa belts and hoses 15% off at all AID locations. AID is now open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. AID, Blue Hill Road and Wolf Road have all you really need and more.
All right, it's time now for a first check of weather. Let's find out how hot it got today across the islands. Hi there, Basil.
All right, Keisha, the mercury column got up to 90 degrees after some heavy showers during the early part of the morning, but things kind of dried out in the afternoon. But right now, going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. It is 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also Green Toll, Key Abaco, Marsh Harbor at 88 degrees, the Berry Islands 84, Alliston, Bimini 85, 84 in Harbor Island, Eleuthera, also Roxanne, Eleuthera, and Artistan, Cat Island, Staniel Key 85, Kemp Space at Andrews 85, in Fresh Creek, Central Andrews 83 degrees, picking up 84s in San Salvador and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma at 83 degrees. Betsy Bay 83 as well, Crooked Island 84, Clarence Town and Ragged Island 84 degrees, Acklands 83, Matthew Town and Nagua reporting 84, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 83 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the northwestern islands, the winds will be southeast to south, around 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 5 feet with a moderate chop. Low tide at 7:28 this evening, and for the central and southeastern parts of our country, you can expect southeast winds at 15 to 20 knots. Caution flags up. The wave heights are going to be a bit choppy at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And tomorrow for the northwestern islands, once again, the winds southeast to south at 15 to 20 knots, so they will be increasing over the northwestern islands. Wave heights building at 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. Low tide 11:16 in the morning, high tide taking place at 5:42 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Tuesday, southeast winds 12 to 18 knots and the wave height 3 to 6 feet. And as we go into Wednesday, your winds are going to fall off out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave height subsiding 2 to 4 feet. High tide 5:55 in the morning, low tide around noon. And as we go into the southeast Bahamas on Wednesday, winds southeast once again at 12 to 18 knots and the wave height 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Tips for Wellness, I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Osteoporosis causes bones to become weak and brittle. So brittle that a fall or even a mild stress like bending or coughing can cause a fracture. Osteoporosis occurs when the creation of new bone doesn't keep up with the removal of old bone. In the early stages of bone loss, you usually have no pain or other symptoms. But as osteoporosis advances, there can be severe back pain from collapsed vertebra, loss of height, and bone fracture that occurs more easily than expected, or a stooped, bent-over posture. Osteoporosis affects men and women of all races, but white and Asian women, especially those over the age of menopause, are at highest risk. 3 factors essential for keeping your bones healthy throughout your life are adequate amounts of calcium, adequate amounts of vitamin D, regular exercise. Men and women between the ages of 18 and 50 need 1,000 milligrams of calcium a day. This daily amount increases to 1,200 milligrams when women turn 50 and men turn 70. Good sources of calcium include low-fat dairy products, dark green leafy vegetables, canned salmon or sardines with bones, soy products such as tofu, calcium-fortified cereals and orange juice, or you can also consider taking a calcium supplement with vitamin D3. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Little General's on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little General's has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little General's. Little General's also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little General's today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
At Outback Marathon Mall, there are no rules, and that's just right. We are the tasty and affordable choice for both indoor and outdoor dining, watching the big game on big screens, or just having a few with friends at the bar. Our friendly staff at Outback love to make your family dinners, lunch meetings, hangouts, and birthday celebrations a blooming good time. Dine in, take out, or have us bring Outback to your event with just a call. At Outback, there are no rules, and that's just right.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day.
Well, those doggone days of summer are still with us, and we're looking for a good reason to sweat today. Welcome to BTC's summer vacation here at Arawaki.
I got a list of things to get ready for Carnival. I gotta get on the bar, cause I know I can miss a thing. Don't want nobody telling me about how good it was. I'm gonna be the one who gonna be having fun. It gonna look like it should when they out on the road.
So LaToya, this is Summer Vacation 2.0 today.
Yes, that is what it is. It's all about our Summer Vacation Beach Splash. And of course, you know, the sun is already down. We have persons who are actually coming inside the event. And listen, if you are not here, for those persons who are not here, I feel sorry because they're going to miss a great event. Of course, you know, we have some of the hottest DJ. We have the Unruly Family. We also have Selecta 14. We have so many good young DJs out here playing tonight. So it's all about fun and clean. I'm talking about clean fun we're having tonight.
There are some things to note.
Cool vibes, hot prizes, and sizzling temperatures. Summer has never been any brighter nor looked any better. I'm Corbell Piper, and we'll see you next BTC Connection.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today. Or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
We are Machinery and Energy Limited, your cat dealer for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands. We also carry a selection of allied brands like JLG, Wacker Neuson, and Solaire. Our extensive product line includes tractors, excavators, backhoe loaders, telehandlers, forklifts, light towers, aerial equipment, marine engines, and of course, our specialty cat generator sets. Need parts or equipment maintenance? We offer that too. Everything you need all in one place. Visit one of our branches in Nassau, Freeport, or Abaco for your construction and power generation needs.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our Bahamian swimmers holding their own against the best in the region at the Central American and Caribbean Games going on in Colombia. Kelsey Johnson takes a look back at last night's medal session.
3 in 3 days, Joanna Evans gets a little bit faster every time she jumps into the pool. Evans, who admits that she's trying her hands at the sprint races, collected a silver in the 100-meter freestyle on Sunday night. The second place finish behind hometown favorite Isabella Estella was clocked at 55.29 seconds. Ursula's gold medal performance was recorded at 55.21 seconds.
That's a race I don't swim very often. I was entered with a time from when I swam Carifta, which was a while ago now. So it's one of those races. It's kind of fun just to get up and do something different and see what you can do.
Missing out on a medal was Lily Higgs, who placed 4th in the 50-meter breaststroke. She turned in 32.59 seconds, while fellow teammate Laura Molly clocked 33.50 seconds for 7th overall.
My start wasn't great, but I had a pretty good swim. I was less than a 10th off my best time, so I'll take it.
Off the block, I would say that was my best start ever, but by the end of the race, I just didn't have a lot left in me, but I'm happy with the time for right now, so yeah.
And in Fernanda closing out the night for Team Bahamas, he competed in the B final of the 50-meter breaststroke with a 3rd place finishing and a 24.74 seconds clocking.
For me, it's a really good race. I broke it down really well. I knew that I wasn't in the best shape or form, so I tried my hardest to stay focused on what I needed to focus on during the race, as in like my distance for stroke, the power, because I know I don't have that type of energy to be spinning, so to the point where I would need endurance to finish the race. So, I mean, I'm still upset about the half stroke at the end, but you know, you can't do anything about that, but move on.
The Bahamas is 9th overall with 2 gold and 1 silver medal. Mexico is out front with a total of 82 medals, 30 gold, 25 silver, and 27 bronze. Reporting from Barranquilla, Colombia, I'm Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
After going undefeated in pool play, our Ladies Fed Cup tennis team coming up just short of advancing to Group 1 in 2019. They lost to the hosts over the weekend by a final score of 2-0. Danielle Thompson taking to the court first. She lost 6-3 and 3. And then it was Carrie Cartwright taking to the court, and she lost by an identical scoreline. Danielle, Carey, and Simone Pratt will now head from Ecuador to Colombia for the CAC Games. Back here at home, one of the country's greatest sporting icons laid to rest over the weekend. For more on that, here's Charles Fisher.
To this date, the only Bahamian ever to win a world boxing title, that was back in 1975. Everett Oswald Ferguson passed away at the age of 66. Lots of tributes from boxing community. Former Commissioner Alvin Sargent.
I thought then, and I think now, it was a tremendous feat for the Bahamas. Okay, something like this has not occurred since. We're still waiting for that promise of someone who would fulfill the shoes of Obed, the greatest Bahamian boxing ever. Obed has done for this country what no other sports icon has done. And I think it's time that we memorialize him with special tributes.
Former judge and commissioner of the BBC, Fernley Palmer, officiated many of Obed's fights.
The best thing when he won the world champion, Elijah have won 62 fights, 62 wins before he lost his first fight. And that always stands out in my mind. And that is why he was named the fight machine. Because he only train and fight. Any person who fight and won 62 professional fights. You're talking about national hero. Now he's a national hero.
A record more than 90 fights to his resume. Ray Miners Sr. was one of his opponents.
He beat me on Iraqi. Greatest fight in Bahama history. Me and Elijah Obed. We've gone 15 rounds, you know. Elijah was a great friend and a great competitor to my father. It's amazing his time has passed. We still a little baffled.
Obed's other accomplishments included induction into the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, the Bahamas National Sports Hall of Fame, and the Pan-American Sports Caribbean Icon. May his soul rest in peace. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
The inaugural Bahamas Whist Players Championship closing out yesterday at the St. Joseph Parish Hall on Boyd Road. Some $10,000 on the line in cash and prizes. It would be Cliffy Moss and Jason Moxley emerging as the overall champions. Tournament director Herbert Stiles spoke about why he decided to stage the event.
We wanted to launch what is considered a championship tournament with top players, and it would become an annual thing, and we would gradually, hopefully, move it to a tuxedo tournament, similar to some of the whist tournaments that I have seen in places like Las Vegas and Atlantic City.
This year's honoree for the Whist Players Championship, Mr. Peter Bowe, who was very instrumental in the game for more than 70 years.
It's been back many years. I started with the whist movement that took it out. Then it came to St. Francis. So, you know, over the years, I participated, and it made me feel good.
From the WNBA, John Quell Jones and the Connecticut Sun finally able to get back on track yesterday with a 92-75 win on the road against the Dallas Wings. Jones finishing up with 15 points, 5 rebounds, and a block shot. The Sun play again tomorrow at home against the Washington Mystics. The 23rd Annual Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic closing out on Saturday night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. In the Open Division, Rotary East won over the Pirates by a final of 39-27.
We stayed together. I think the coaches did a good job in scouting the competition, so we came out here ready.
Coming into the game, we know that Pirates can come out with intensity, so the plan was to get the ball inside and to move the ball quick, because, you know, it's running time. We just wanted to get up early and then stall the ball.
The much-anticipated Pastors versus Celebrities game went right down to the wire. In the end, it would be the Pastors winning by the slimmest of margins, 31-30.
We just had to win, and we found a way to make it happen. You know, that's what it's all about, you know, when you get into them close game. We couldn't go out here and let those brothers down win this game because there was a lot of trash talking going on Facebook, and we know they was going to bring it to us. You know what I mean? We just thank Almighty God for the win.
How does it feel to have bragging rights for another year?
Well, it feels good. You know, I know that we all been doing some trash talking, and they would have do us in if they had won, but we get to brag and talk like a bunch of trash for the whole year, but we thank God for the win.
So next year's game will be even better?
Definitely. We was in our 23rd year. We're heading into our 24th. We're looking to do some big things next year. We already had a team from St. Thomas want to come down. Tyson Caicos want to come down. Barbados want to come down. So I believe that this event is going to go Caribbean next year. And then we're hoping that in the 25th year, we get some teams even coming down from the U.S.
The Grand Bahama Regatta taking place over the weekend. Termite out of Exuma and Sacrifice from Long Island, both ending up with 27 points. But Termite, they would win the overall Class C championship based on better finishes. Now Black Point's H2O rounding out the top three with 25 points. In the E-Class Junior Division, Henry Taylor and Liam Suarez, they sailed Judgment Day to victory. Shaheen Russell and Seth Sawyer came in second aboard Bluebird. The Hot Mix finished up in third with Titus Lockhart and Max Pham. Now, right on the heels of the Grand Bahama Regatta, the sloop sailing season will move into a very busy Emancipation Holiday weekend. One of the stops will be in Black Point, Exuma.
Plans looking good. We have some of the top C class in the country. We have some like VDK, Lady Owners Legal Weapon, H2O, Chaser, Slaughter. The new boat just come back on screen. You know, we have some on-show activities like basketball, the dance, soca dance contest. You know, we got Ugly Man contest, as you all know. We got a lot of people. They trying to get ugly. They trying to get ugly just for that money. They trying to get ugly. We're gonna be off the chain this year. You know, and I want folks to know that our excursion boat will be leaving on Thursday night, not Friday, Thursday night at 9:30 sharp.
And just before getting out of here, B3A's Public Relations Officer Philip Gray wants to dispel the rumors going around on social media that Stephen Dirty Newbold was a part of that John Bull Grand Bahama robbery. Newbold actually left town today for the CAC Games in Colombia. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Bahamas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, once again, we apologize for that technical glitch we had with our travel weather, but right now we're going to get started with the travel weather, and it is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance Company. that's going to do it for your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Shorts. Now we're going to get into the forecast in the tropics. The tropics remain quiet. Those strong upper-level winds continue to keep a lid on development over the Atlantic Ocean. Satellite pictures showing that low to mid-level trough now to the west of the Bahamas, continuing to fire up pockets of showers and thunderstorms over the northwest Bahamas, and we should get a round of that later on tonight, some of which could be heavy at times. The forecast for tonight calls for some cloudy periods with showers and thunderstorms developing later, 79 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow it's going to be a blend of cloud and sunshine with a moderate breeze and 1 or 2 isolated showers, possibly even a thunderstorm popping up tomorrow as well. High temperature tomorrow about 90 degrees, and the extended weather forecast over the next 7 days. Showers in our forecast right into Wednesday, drying things out for you as we head into the weekend. And then hopefully we'll bring back some more showers on Sunday as you prepare to worship, and then we'll get some more sunshine back in the forecast for you in the early part of next week.
Sounds good, Basil. That does it for us in the National Report. On behalf of the entire news team, thanks so much for looking in. See you in the morning.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on